Halfway stage of the Standard Bank Pro 20 game. Australia batting first when asked to bat by Johan Botha. And it's thanks to David Hussey that they've posted a creditable 166 for 7. A quite brilliant 88 off just 44 balls with boundaries aplenty. 6 sixes and 5 fours in that Hussey innings, in the face of a South African bowling attack that for the most part was most disciplined. Twin spin caused some serious destruction in the middle of the innings, but Hussey kept a cool head and clean striking that got Australia to a score that, well, if par is 163, a 166 is just a little bit ahead, but with a target of 167 needed by South Africa. We've already heard Daryl Cullinan say that he fancies South Africa. So here he is, Australia's prolific left armour. He goes to Amla. Oh, there is some immediately. That's a good sign for Johnson.
You saw when South Africa bowled, there was some good pace and bounce in this pitch with the new ball. Now, swing in this format is worth gold. With batsmen really looking to get after the ball, swing can disrupt that, knock over players up front.
Australia, as far as this form of the game are concerned, are attacking. They've got 2 slips. South Africa only had 1 at any stage. Turned away, down to fine leg. He'll push hard, think 2, and come back for 2. That's good running by Amla. South Africa's run chase is underway.
Well, he won't swing it if he's going to bowl that sort of length.
A nervous looking bench, tension filled. AB de Villiers. Oh, one of the lights has gone out. Oh dear, oh dear. That's all out. There's no play now. One of the pylons lost all the lights. Problems now. Wow, such a big occasion. T20 game, much promotions of the IPL. And then there's laughter all around. Brad Haddon and Hashim Amla will share a joke. The light is back to exactly as it should be, and to a huge roar from this packed house at Wanderers. So, play restarts. Johnson, halfway through the first over, goes to Amla. Well, it certainly affected him, the interval.
And another short pitch delivery, so Australia, they're not looking to pitch it up to Hashim Amla. They're going to push him back. Bit of a pity, because Johnson, we saw that very first delivery, got the ball to swing. But doing that, why doesn't he look to get it really up there and full, back himself to get through Amla's defence?
It's good running, soft hands, drops it into the pitch, and away they go. So, Gibbs, key man in the South African batting lineup, gets to face his first ball from Johnson. Gibbs is away immediately, turns it down to long leg, who's pretty square, and they can canter back for 2. Oh, the big drive, but the in-swing just troubled Gibbs. Fortunate to get a single down to long leg. End of the opening over. 7 from it. Oh, top edge over the keeper. Fortunate 4 for Gibbs.
This has taken Herschel Gibbs by surprise. loping up to the wicket, and he just put some extra effort in here and bounced him. Strong at the crease. That has pushed Gibbs back, but fortunately for him, it's found a top edge over the keeper's head.
It's amazing to think the last time Gibbs played against Australia in South Africa was the 4-3-8 game. Oh, he's got that one more out of the meat. That's beautifully controlled. Too short from Harwood. Back-to-back boundaries.
Looks like he's picking up from where he left off. Can't bowl this sort of pace, this sort of length to a player like Herschel Gibbs. He will punish you. It's too good a wicket. He's too good a player. He won't miss out.
Just the start South Africa were looking for. Oh, checks the stroke, shaping to drive, and it just seemed to stop a little. He's sneaked a single out of that, but just to look at the offending area of the pitch. There's his domestic 20-over record. 7.5 and over. So he's getting to, should we say, adequate rather than impressive. Strike rate, those good.
He must be in the side for his ability to take wickets with that strike rate, and a best of 3 for 13.
Big wide. Struggling with the length, Harwood.
Well, Harwood wears the number 37 on his back. It's not far off his age. He's 35. So Australia, they have a knack of blooding these guys. Think of Bryce McGain at 36 in the recent Test series. Yeah, they've opted for Harwood at 35.
Nicely played. Skillfully knocked away to the onside to get the more belligerent Gibbs on strike. Sensible cricket.
It's quite remarkable. You won't find too many sides around the world who will give a man of 35 a run, particularly in this format, which is really a young man's game. I guess they value experience. His over's not finished yet. 2 balls remaining. He may just pick up a wicket.
To Gibbs. Oh my word, what a shot! Down the wicket, over extra cover and way into the stand.
Remarkable stroke. This is what this crowd have come to see. Gibbs playing in this fashion. I think he fancies Mr. Harwood.
I think he fancies Wanderers. He hit many of those in making 175 off all comers. This is a quality shot. 17 off the over already. Reins himself in after 2 overs. South Africa 24 for none, and a bit of pressure on a man on debut, certainly experienced at domestic level. No one's really played an awful lot of 2020 cricket. There's his record. 9 and over though is his economy rate, which doesn't suggest something too promising. The other interesting thing was you just might have caught a glimpse of him toweling down the ball. That it can often be a problem after dark on the Highveld dew. Is that going to be a factor? But here's Jeeves, goes to Gibbs. Gone straight to cover. It was a gentle loosener, his first ball in T20 cricket, and he gets Herschel Gibbs. Look at that, it was a slow one, 117, but that's a massive wicket.
Big blow this for South Africa. Gibbs had been timing them well, and a big over against Harwood, and yeah, the change of pace. Gibbs looking to go aerial, has found cover. Not a good moment for South Africa. Gibbs goes for 19. South Africa 26 for 1 now.
You'd imagine a man like AB de Villiers would be tailor-made for this form of the game, but that international Pro 20 record suggests otherwise. Only the 150, memory serves, that was on this ground, and a strike rate. It's an impressive one, but it's not like a Warner, which was 170s. The crowd, though, are certainly getting behind South Africa's batsman of the Test series. Here goes Jeeves to de Villiers. No ball called. So an extra advantage to South Africa, because not only to get the extra run, But the free hit, one of the big moments of T20 cricket, when a batsman can just tee off. Well, he's arguing a bit with Maria Erasmus's Brett Cheese, but you can't understand why. That's well over.
So what does Ricky Ponting now look to do? He's got to reshuffle this field.
He can, because Amla is now on strike. The change of strike means you can change your field. So he's got long leg up, discussion time with his bowler on debut. And it's going to be a pretty lengthy discussion too. Mid-wicket's going to go back. Square leg comes up. Only 2 out allowed. And that's third man and deep mid-wicket. Amla can swing with impunity. Here goes Jeeves. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You've got to make something of a free hit.
Often don't you see it getting missed by the batsman. This was the wicket, the dismissal of Gibbs. He may have been looking to get this over extra cover. Never quite though. Did get it there, and good catch by Ricky Ponting. Just seemed hell-bent at playing at one pace. If it was up there and he recognised it, he was going to keep swinging.
Oh! Fingertip stuff at square leg as Amla tried to flick it to the fence. It's taken the sting off it from a boundary perspective, but they get back for 2. So close to a very athletic catch, but just deflecting off the fingertips. Scampered single.
It's often a forgotten part of the game in this format is the value of a single. Australia missed out plenty in their first 10 overs. Whereas South Africa, you feel, are looking to make sure that they take advantage. If the boundary's not on offer, or 2 or 3, at least a single.
Nicely flicked away, ground to be made, the slide is out. Good work, keeps it down to 1 by Warner.
Australia matching South Africa for intensity in the field. It's a beautiful outfield. You can really throw your body around here. 1 ball remains in the over. De Villiers on strike.
6 from it. Is it through? Yes, it is. Wristiness from Amla. A boundary end for South Africa. 10 from the over. 36 for 1 from 4.
Apologies, in fact it was Hashim Amla. Oh, he's so good there. Beautiful flow of the hands and the bat through the ball.
Pulled away and away for 4. He was too short in his opening over to Gibbs, and he proves the same to de Villiers.
This could be a messy evening for Shane Harwood. It's too good a pitch, even that length. It's not all that short, but de Villiers has turned it into a short ball, just rocking back. And good enough and confident enough just to hit through the line.
Oh, that's a better length and a beautiful line.
It's not bad pace either. 143 kilometers per hour. But a sideways movement as well.
In fact, it's a beauty on all counts. Thrashed away. Oh, that's great work. They'll get a single, but excellent fielding from that heavily fortified offside. Finally comes into the ring for Amla. Wided.
You can't afford too many extras in this game. Australia now at 4. South Africa had 5 in their innings with the ball.
Pulled away, beautifully played by Amla. Almost waiting on the back foot. It's not normally a strength of his pulling, but it was way too short from Harwood. Another boundary and another big over for South Africa.
Ten so far with 1 ball remaining.
No thoughts of close catches anymore, slips dispensed with. Good over for South Africa, 10 from it, 5 gone, 46 for 1.
34 for 2 at this stage, the Australians. It's a good start. Oh, and it's a very good start for this man as well, because suddenly Brett Jeeves has a couple, and we found the South Africans on the back foot with AB de Villiers, a much trumpeted local player. Oh dear, crowd don't like it at all. A moment ago it was AB, AB, AB. Now it's goodbye AB.
2 very handy strikes by Brett Jeeves. AB de Villiers gone for 7, 46 for 2.
JP Duminy, and much hangs on him now. Average of 33 is good in this form of the game. The strike rate, 146, is very good. In 20 over cricket, you need to be striking around about 100 isn't that special. You strike up the 130 mark, you're getting pretty good. And once you're above that into the 140s, you're amongst the best. The Haydens, Petersons, the Sehwag, Andrew Simons, Yuvraj Singh striking above 160. That's AB de Villiers, bowled out by Brett Jeeves, a ball of about 137 kilometres per hour, great length, and stuck on the crease was de Villiers. Just a moment ago he did Herschel Gibbs' first ball for pace brilliantly, 114 k's, he cut his fingers across it, Gibbs chipped it to extra cover. So suddenly some smart thinking from the Australians, threatening to balance the game up again.
Good time to get the last breakthrough as well, because just coming to the end of fielding restrictions. There's both his wickets. That's the first delivery. First one that Herschel Gibbs faced. Slower delivery where he took pace off the ball. And the second one, AB de Villiers, neither forward nor back. So Brett Jeeves has made a couple of very good breakthroughs for Australia.
First ball that he bowled as well, Kepler. Imagine that, here at the bull ring, trying the slower ball at Gibbs. The greatest talent of them all, really. The player that the Australians truly fear, the man that won the game so famously with 170 odd here in the 4-3-4 match, and he slipped in that little cutter, that slower ball first up. Brilliant. Now Duminy.
Brett Jeeves continues to do well. He plays for the Delhi Daredevils in the IPL, so he's had some experience in this type of format. JP Duminy, those are the 2 2020 matches he played in Australia, so he had 2 good matches there. He was the star of the batting lineup there. 2 matches that South Africa lost recently in Australia.
And he's going to be a Mumbai Indian. He was the third highest bid player in the recent auction, with Kevin Peterson and Andrew Flintoff taking the $1.5 million honours. He was about a 900,000 man. Nice touch. Easily placed and played from Duminy. It's 48 for 2.
So Hussey around the wicket to JP Duminy. His first over was a good one. He went for just 5.
Oh, jeepers. Hussey thought he had him, and I got to say I did too. Again, that length, quicker and very full. Botha uses that length so well. Appeal for that.
On the back leg as well.
Didn't get all of it, which is why Duminy won't get a boundary for it. It's got it a little high on the bat. Surprising bounce from Hussey.
It was a quicker delivery. Too short. Well played by JP Duminy. Kind bounce for James Hopes.
Down, Nick.
One of the few mistakes that you'd see from Michael Clarke. We've seen 3 very different deliveries in a row from Hussey. That very full seam up Yorker, then the flat one from back of a length, and then the tossed up slower ball. Beautiful stroke. You can be classical in this game, and often it works best, and that is the best of Hashim Amla.
That was just an excellent cricket shot. The delivery was full. He had a little bit of width to work with, and that was your traditional cover drive played at its best.
Yeah!
Brilliant, brilliant from David Hussey. What a time that is to make a break as well. Just as Amla looked truly comfortable.
Terrific comeback by Hussey. The previous delivery went for 4. This one was full and it was straight. Hashim Amla was looking leg side and he played all around it. Important breakthrough this for Australia. That delivery was full and aimed at off stump. Hashim Amla looking to play it 2 square on the leg side. So Amla's gone. South Africa lose their 3rd wicket, 64 for 3.
With the departure of De Villiers, it's all fallen away since then. Away over point, that's what South Africa need. It was a little short, and the uppercut was played by Duminy, and it's gone to the fence for a much needed boundary.
James Hopes will be disappointed with this delivery. It's one thing you can't do is afford any batsman, whether he's bats at number 1 or number 9, any sort of width if the length is a little bit on the short side. Beautifully played though.
Oh, it'll go away for 4 more. Very fine down the onside. Back-to-back boundaries for South Africa.
Over adjustment from Hopes. Length and line wrong. Too full, 2 leg stump. But the important thing is JP has not missed out on either of those. Young Duminy's made sure that they've been hit for 4. So the beginnings of a very good over for South Africa.
Well, that'll be a wide as well. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong for James Hopes. He'd been so good in his first 2 overs. 2 overs for just 9. He's given that away already at the first part of the 3rd over.
He's looking just a little miffed at that wide, because it was really quite close to leg stump, but it was down the leg side.
And what a way to do it. JP Duminy has misjudged the length and played right across it and had his off stump trimmed. Just when South Africa were getting hope, Duminy goes 81 for 4.
How many how many shots across the line cost wickets? They get runs as well, but I think there was a change of pace in that. It looked like JP Duminy was too early on the shot. Yeah, he's through the shot before the ball arrived, so some clever bowling from Hopes. Dismisses Duminy for 21. South Africa struggling now at 81 for 4.
Mark Boucher comes in at number 6. There's his Pro 20 career record, and it's a strike rate under a run a ball, which, given what remains for South Africa, means trouble, and a lot of trouble. They've begun the over so well, and they're too many. It looks really ugly, but he's been undone by a well-disguised slow ball.
Very clever bowling, very clever indeed. Wicket invariably guarantees you another dot ball. The wicket ball obviously is a dot ball. You bowl into a brand new batsman who just wants to start, where do I look, and the atmosphere and everything. Look how early he is on the shot there. And so it invariably gets you 2 successive dot balls, and maybe the next one he gets off the mark with. So what was such a useful looking over after the first 2 balls, 4-4, has now turned into a pretty ordinary one for South Africa. In fact, a very ordinary one with the loss of Duminy's wicket.
Over the top, is it just? Toe-ended it. There was no timing in the stroke from Boucher, and he gets off the mark riskily with a brace. It's 83 for 4 after 12. Hussey. Oh, beautifully bowled. Van Jaarsveld goes. It's falling apart for South Africa. It was quick. It was Yorker length again. He's hit them with unerring accuracy, and South Africa are in heaps of trouble now at 83 for 5.
Well, there's no doubt about the man of the match here. David Hussey has walked it. Absolutely walked it. Whatever happens, he's bowled Yorker after Yorker after Yorker. And 2 of them have been successful. Amla and Van Jaarsveld. So as you say, it is falling apart for South Africa as Van Jaarsveld goes at 83 for 5.
Albie Morkel. There's his career record. He's never got a 50. Well, when you come in at this stage in the order, it's unlikely you do, but he's got a handy strike rate, 134, and it's on his shoulders really, and those of Mark Boucher, that South Africa's hopes rest now. Beautifully yorked, excellent bowling from Hussey. Van Jaarsveld misses out again, and 83 for 5, South Africa right up against it. Clean strike as you'd expect from Morkel, but he's not going to be able to hit boundaries and clear the ropes straight away. There's going to be a rebuilding time.
See, when Hussey's missed the Yorker, he's only ever gone for 1, either down to long on or down to long off, depending on whether the bloke's left-handed or right. So he's done a fantastic job with the ball here. 3 overs and 2 balls, 2 for 16.
Going to have to be something, as you say, Robin, miraculous from one of the South African batsmen to take the man of the match award away from this man. He's done it with bat and ball.
Well, there are just 2 that can do it. Albie Morkel and Robin Peterson, who bowled brilliantly, got 3 wickets. Even if he were to smash 30 and 9 balls and win the game, that would possibly sway the adjudicator the other way.
Quicker, flatter, thigh pad, again just 1. Over 100 kilometers per hour for just a hop, skip and a jump.
Extraordinary comparison here at exactly this stage of the game. Australia were 82 for 5. South Africa ahead.
Down, Rick.
Oh, has another man backed up too far? No, not this time.
When I say South Africa are ahead, the only difference is they don't have a Hussey. Walker gets back reasonably comfortably there, but only, I say reasonably comfortably, only kind of just.
Direct hit would have been different. Scores level now, 86 for 5 at the same stage. Boucher swings it away in the gap for 4. Brings a huge cheer from the packed house at Wanderers. 90 for 5 after 13. Johnson starts with a wide.
A bit of swing for him too.
Turned away into the deep. Could be 2. No. Hussey's done really well closing down the angle. Turned very fine. There is a man back on the fine leg fence. So just one. Interesting to see how Ricky Ponting pairs off his bowlers at the end. Hussey's finished. Hopes has 1. After this, Johnson will have 1. The less experienced Harwood and Jeeves have got 2 apiece. Oh, another wide.
Attempted change of place there for Mitchell Johnson. He just got it a little bit wrong. Very round arm, that ball.
Lots of room LB Morkel gives himself.
He's trying to pick an area to hit a 4. One he's identified as through backward point or over backward point. There's another one certainly over extra, Ormo and mid-off, because both are up. And he's a little bit restricted in terms of boundary men.
Run rate required has climbed to nigh on 2 runs a ball. The crowd, the bulk of them South African, are getting restless. They're getting agitated. They want something to cheer. They want something to whistle over the fence. Only one has done that, and that was in the second over of the innings, off the Gibbs bat. Sliced away down to third man, just the single again.
Pretty much where Morkel's decided to try and hit him. I think he's fairly certain he's not going to bowl it round about middle and leg.
Big bouncer is wided.
6 from the over then, only 3 off the bat.
did balloon over Boucher's head. Swings it away. Warner does well. It'll just be 1. 7 from the over, 14 gone, 97 for 5. Single. Not a lot has found the meat of the bat. South Africans swinging hard and inside edging it, dribbling away for singles when what they need is crisp hitting, cool heads. It's over 2 runs a ball now. Boucher 10 off 10, Morkel 3 off 6.
South Africa need a little bit of vintage Morkel here. Can he produce it?
They need the big over that gets them back in the contest, a 16 or a 17. Sliced away for 4. Picked the gap between the 2 boundary riders perfectly. Up comes the South African 100.
Attempted Yorker here from around the wickets, too full. It spews off the outside half of the bat, you would say, and bisects the fielders perfectly.
It's 2 full tosses this over that Harwood's bowled. He was too short. He was pulled a lot in his early spell. Is there a little bit of dew that's affecting it, or is he just overcompensating? Back goes long leg, up comes long off. Now, if anything is a full length, Morkel will certainly fancy the extra cover long off region. Oh, he missed out there, did Morkel. Into the pads, just needed to get a bat on that. Instead it was a pad.
On the over, 2 balls left, 2 boundaries required, I fear.
Oh, misfield. They'll scamper a single.
Delivery lengthwise. It's again Yorker. The Australians have been practicing them. There's no doubt about that. When you consider you've got to bowl 4 overs, what would you do if you were bowling 4 overs at the death of a 50-over game? You'd try and bowl Yorkers every ball.
This could be trouble. Oh, if it hits, he was gone. But he didn't, so Morkel survives. 8 from the over, 5 overs remain. It's 105 for 5.
Oh, that's massive. That's just enormous. Whoa. When he gets them, he really gets them. Go, Albie.
We may just see the 3rd umpire again. Another ball is required here, probably. On the roof, over the back and out the ground.
Well, we've talked a lot about IPL this evening, the Indian Premier League. Of course, it's where Albie Morkel alerted the rest of the world to his talents. So when he got to Australia, people found it. And it's strokes like that that lovers of South African cricket have known about for some time. He's been a part of the domestic scene here for 7 or 8 years. You tend to think that he's just arrived. It isn't the case. He'll be calm under pressure, and he definitely has the talent to win the match. You've just seen it. Now we have another new ball. Brett Jeeves has something new to think about. He's picked up 2 important wickets already this evening. Herschel gives his first ball with a clever slow ball. What's he got for Morkel? What's Morkel got for him? He's got something that's bludgeoned back past him.
Biggest gap in the field, straight on the ground. Successive boundaries to Albie Morkel, and brought this crowd to their feet.
It hasn't taken long for the rate to get down to 11 and over. Just a couple of thrashes from Albie Morkel, and that's what happens too. Whoa, Darryl and I were talking before the game about fielding down there on a hot Johannesburg night, and it feels like all of South Africa's upon you.
He's got the whole South African team behind him, and he's battling to hide that smile. This is embarrassing.
James hopes it was. $118 for 5 now, 49 needed from 26 balls. That equates to 11.3 runs per over. Where's your money? Four men saving the single are in orthodox positions, mid-off, extra cover, backward point, mid-wicket. Singles aren't the issue here. The Australians aren't at all worried about singles. Singles are right results. It's still going to take something special for the men in green.
$14 from the over, 1 ball remaining. The boundary from Albie Morkel will be perfect for South Africa.
Ole, 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 ole. Sing the crowd at the Wanderers. Albie Morkel's on strike to Brett Jeeves. And just for once, he looks to go a bit too hard at the ball. Just loses his shape. What an over for South Africa that was. It's now 120 for 5. 24 balls. James Hopes is the bowler. Albie Morkel is the batsman.
It's that time now, and Morkel is opening up. It's boundary time. 12 fours and 2 sixes by South Africa already. He's got to keep going if they are to win this match convincingly. Where do you bowl here? How do you keep him quiet? If it's up and straight, he hits you down the ground. It's down his pads and to pick you over square leg.
Oh, he'll in a ripper. Go fetch it, go find it. Where is it?
Probably the biggest strike of the match. Unbelievable. Few hit it cleaner and further than Albie Morkel.
I don't know what they paid for him in that IPL, but it wasn't enough. The Chennai Super King he is. And now he's, what a stroke that is! Oh my goodness me.
From square leg to mid-wicket to mid-on, mid-off and behind square. He's able to pull it off. A sped to the boundary. Aren't they loving it? He isn't.
Jeez, talk about a rainbow nation. This is just phenomenal here at the Bull Ring. One man has single-handedly taken them on a ride. It's almost like a rock concert. It's an even artist is on the stage and he's just playing all of his hits at once. 36 from 17 balls, 4 fours, 2 sixes. He's got the rate down to 9.4 from 12.5 just a moment ago. There's still a lot to be done. It still takes some winning. Is there 2 in it? Not on this occasion. Mark Boucher must feel horribly inadequate at the other end. It's a starburst. That's Albie Morkel's starburst. Oh, now Boucher's got some of... Oh, it's 4 more. We really have a massive turnaround here. Incredible. Thrilling. Well, I wonder. Oh, that's a good stop. We've seen two of the most electric overs of international cricket you can imagine. Suddenly it's 1-4-1 for 5.
South Africa down needing 26 from 18, so that has really given them the opportunity to just probably look to knock it around. Search for boundaries won't be so frenetic. Some smart cricket here should see them home. Or has Morkel got other plans? Is he looking to finish it off in fine style? Johnson.
This will take some catching. This really will. Beautifully judged. David Hussey, who if Australia wins surely has to be the man of the match. He might be anyway, but he held himself steady as a rock. Easier to catch a white ball against a night sky than it is a red ball during the day against a bright sky. Mitchell Johnson with that brilliant cutter, the slow ball that served him so well in all forms of the game.
South Africa only a few balls away from sealing this match, but critically they lose the dangerous Morkel. Has things swung again Australia's way? South Africa 141 for 6.
Johan Buerter, I should say. Just a moment ago, Daryl Cullinan called for some smart cricket. He said that's all that's needed to win the game. But the trouble is, Albie Morkel had a surname called Adrenaline. And it just got the better of him, which has opened it up again for the Australians. Just a reminder, the rate 9.7 and over. That equates to 26 from 16 balls. Good over here from Mitchell Johnson, who's hurt South Africa so often of late, and will be back on an even keel.
Just suddenly looks a different game again. Yeah, you're spot on there, Mark. It's so tough when that adrenaline is going, and he probably would have had the thoughts, Albie Morkel, well, let me just be sensible here, but the bowler runs in, the heart starts pumping again. You think, well, I haven't gone wrong so far, let me keep going. And suddenly it goes straight up. Now there's still a bit of work left here for South Africa. This may very well go down to the wire. 25 from 15. Good over here from Johnson, no boundaries from it, a single year or two, and he probably will be thinking it could be Australia's match.
Mitchell Johnson, the bowler, Johan Buerter. Oh, that's got some pace and some bounce, and it's called a wide, and probably rightly so, though Buerter just moved offside a little. It'll make for an interesting replay. Umpires are very strict leg side now in the one-day game, full stop. It doesn't matter whether it's 50 over, 20 over. If you drift leg side, the umpires hurt you.
Johnson almost seemed to say there, well, that's gone over the stumps.
And he might just have had a point on that occasion just because of where Buerter moved to. A man back at square cover. It's a difficult time to field on the boundary. Massive impact of the crowd makes you very aware here. It's a ground where you feel almost in the crowd. The crowd certainly feel on the field of play.
And they're not saying a word at you either. Boucher wants to. Australia being good this evening. So good off the boundary. Those boundary riders have attacked the ball at pace and made that a second run option very difficult. Every run saved now is critical. Every run gained. 2's turned into 3. Could very well win the match. Johnson about to finish his spell, 1 for 20.
Oh, it's good effort from Mitchell Johnson, getting the in-swinger going too now with this changed ball. It's the third ball used in the innings. One was lost. Oh, it's impossible to call it still. 146 for 6. Water will be on strike to Harwood. All the guys saving the single are right on the edge of the 30-yard circle. The men back. In fact, there's a last-minute change here. Mid-off's coming up. The guy back now is long leg to go with square leg, mid-on, square cover and third man. It's a very orthodox field. A field we've seen in one-day cricket often. Boucher wants the spot at mid-off, just where they moved the fielder from. Brilliant stroke play.
That gap wasn't that big. Cover was pretty straight, mid-off a fraction wide, and he's found it perfectly. Harwood in his first over went for 17 today. 17 now required. South Africa will feel they've got to make a big impact this over. They don't want to leave too many runs for the last over.
Good clean take. David Hussey down at long on. Imagine that pumping heart. You kind of grip yourself tighter, you bite into yourself with nerves. Graham Smith not playing tonight, right on the edge of his seat. Fine leg coming up now, mid-off going back. That seems a wise move. Boucher on strike. 16 from 10 balls needed. Wow. Can this be caught? I doubt it, surely. Too hard. Too hard, and what's it ricocheting? They love it at the Wanderers. They hate it if they're in yellow.
Unbelievable excitement from the crowd. This went a mile. So difficult when you're chasing the ball and it's behind you for a while, then having to look up, steady yourself. He didn't quite get underneath it, almost got to the boundary. Jeeves, the fielder, just showing the importance of more than one player chasing the ball, even though it's up in the air. That's brilliant work. Even the keeper was there.
Yeah, look at them. 3 of them, all down on the long leg boundary. Tells you a bit about the game. And third umpire just wants to check that Michael Hussey stayed within. Is it Michael or David? Within the rope. That's an excellent bit of fielding. That came after the ricochet from Jeeves as he palmed it on. So we're fine. 154 for 6. 13 needed from 9 balls. Staggering tension here at the Wanderers. Shane Harwood. It'll just be a single. Maybe a touch too smart from Botha, given what's needed here. Yep, we have a cricket match on our hands. A belter of a cricket match. And still, it's a hard one to call.
2 balls remaining in this over from Harwood. South Africa need a boundary. One of these has got to find the ropes. Over it or along the ground.
Good smack. Really good smack. The length was wrong from Harwood, who's had a difficult night. Boucher knows too much and is too strong.
Brings it down to 8 from 7. Now some sensible cricket is required. That length, it's so difficult to defend. Players can stand up and swing through the line. It's got to be right up there, or shorter than that, at good pace. As it slipped out of Ricky Ponting's hands.
One more ball for Shane Harwood tonight. It's a good one, really good one. Credit to him. That's what he does so well in domestic cricket, back at home for the Vicks. But he's been costly, painful for him. He's gone for 48 in his 4. 160 for 6.
As Ricky Ponting made an error here in leaving the last 2 overs to his least experienced bowlers. It's the debutant here. Can he win it for Australia? He needs to defend 7.
Now that might be 4 of them. Try defending 3. Try defending 3 in 5 balls. It's surely too big an ask. Mark Boucher, the arch competitor, the little terrier. He may have got the Aussies now.
We have one more match in this series, and hold on to it, folks. We've got another 59 coming up shortly. What a month of cricket lies ahead.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. In glorious style, South Africa win the first Pro 20.
Well, it looked like South Africa had lost it at one stage. Australia had won it. In fact, one could have said that when both teams batted, but ultimately it's been a great game of cricket. How this format of the game continues to be so entertaining, and this crowd this evening, capacity crowd, have been royally entertained to some fantastic ball striking.